I wanted to bring you a real-time review of the revival of Oklahoma, the touring production. We just saw it here in Nashville at TPAC, Tennessee Performing Arts Center. And let me just tell you, this was not your feel good grandparents' version of Oklahoma, and I did not know that. Now, if you saw my Daily Dash earlier, I said, I've sung the songs, I knew about the story, but I'd never seen the show. And I was expecting big dresses, bright colors, not having any idea that there has been a complete reimagining of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma. Now, one reviewer said this: it's new and fresh, dark and haunting, serious and disturbing, dot, dot, dot. But surprisingly, not a single lyric or word of the dialogue has changed. So, what was interesting about this is that it was one set that never changed. There were some desks and tables and things that moved, but it stayed the set. And it seemed almost like a high school production. It seemed honestly almost like a table reading. It was very stripped down. But for me, when I see a production like that, I feel like the characters then have to be larger than life. You have to feel the music. They have to be able to carry the songs because there's not a lot going on around them. And I did not feel that from this cast. And especially going into something that you think is going to be so upbeat and positive, to have it be so dark and melancholy. Otto described it as, when we think of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, well, now the remake that was Bel-Air, it's the dark side of it. This was the dark side of Oklahoma. Literally, like there were two blackouts during the show. There were just some really, we'll say interesting, I would say maybe weird choices that were made from a production standpoint. It was hard to hear. It seemed like a lot of it was being done without microphones, but then they would literally use microphones on stage at different times. And during intermission, I even said, this feels like I'm watching like a modern contemporary dance performance. And, it can be beautiful and people can be talented, but you don't always understand the message behind it. And that's ironically exactly what happened as we came back into Act Two. There was a solo dancer that was doing modern contemporary dance. And so it was just very foreboding, and man, it was not my favorite. So there were two probably tween girls sitting next to us. I would just felt bad, like maybe this wasn't something that their parents wanted to bring them into. It wasn't raunchy. There were a lot of sexual innuendos. It just was not, again, it was not what I expected. So some may love it, some may not. For me, I would not have chosen to spend money on those tickets. They were given to me by TPAC for an honest review. And so I just wanted to provide that so that you knew what you were getting into, whether you're thinking about seeing it in Nashville or going when it comes to a city near you. So the Broadway at TPAC, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma, is May 3rd through the 8th at TPAC's Jackson Hall. And that's what I can say about that. I hope if you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them without any spoilers, but knowledge is power, and that's what I wanted to say. Okay.